Good morning and welcome to Full Circle Ozarks.
Well, good morning, friends. Welcome to Full Circle Ozarks. It has been a cold, brisk morning. And I don't know about you, where you're at, but we have some really cold weather coming in. Tomorrow, they're talking about some rain, sleet, ice, and snow. It appears it might be a little bit north of us, but history has shown that sometimes they don't always get the forecast exactly right. So I need to spend a little bit of time doing some preparation for some potential ice that's coming in and snow. Those that's been with me on the channel for a while, you know that we have a pretty steep hill coming up to the house. So I need to make sure that I'm prepared if I need to put some gravel or something on that hill, get the snow off of it, that I'm ready to go. I don't need to wait until it's here and then have to worry about getting my equipment ready. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time getting some equipment ready. And when I say that, I think I got three things I want to try to do. On my tractor, I got my grapple on it. I need to put my bucket on the front of my tractor. Take the gravel off. Yeah, that's a good thing. I need the bucket. That way, if I need to spread some gravel over the ice on the hill, I'll be able to do that. And the other thing is, on my excavator, it's an open cab. It's not an enclosed cab. But when I bought it, my salesman, he gave me a canvas cab, and I've never even taken it out of the bag. So I'm going to take that out and maybe put that on, and hopefully it will fit okay. And again, I've never taken it out of the bag, so you're going to get to see me do that firsthand. And so we'll figure out if that's going to work for us or not. And then the second thing, or excuse me, that'd be the third thing. The third thing is I have a generator that I've ordered a carburetor for. It kind of got gummed up on me. It's a backup generator, but I need to get that carburetor put on there. So hopefully that should be in sometime this morning, and we'll get that carburetor stuck on that generator and make sure that we have that available. So those are some of the things I want to try to get accomplished, and who knows, if I can get all that stuff accomplished, we might be able to make it back down to the sawmill. I would like to do that. Let me go down and get the tractor fired up. It's going to be a cold start on it, cold start on my excavator, get those fired up so I can move them and get ready to do some preparation work. So make sure you stay tuned. Okay, here goes a cold start on the Coyote. Let me cycle the glow plugs a couple of times here. It was actually down, I think, to 28 degrees a little bit ago. Here goes. I'm going to let that warm up, and then we're going to go down and do a cold start on the excavator, let it be warming up. Then we'll come back, we're going to take this grapple off and put the bucket on. As you can see, this is just an open face excavator, but let me cycle the glow plugs on this one. See if I can get it fired up. Once I get it fired up, then we'll be about ready to go grab the tractor. I really like the way that fired up. What my plan is, we're going to take that up near the shop. That way I need to get it greased. So we're going to take it up there and grease it, and then I'm going to attempt to put that fabric cab on it that I was telling you about. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm cycling my joystick a little bit to take some of the hydraulic pressure off. Now I'm going to turn the key in the on position. I'm not going to start the tractor up. I'm going to press the buttons on my joystick that open and closes my gravel, and that will kind of standardize the pressure in those hoses, or I say standardize, I should say equalize the pressure. That will help a lot the next time I get ready to hook this grapple back up. Like I say, just by turning that, pressing those buttons on the joystick with the ignition in the on position with the engine not running, it releases the pressure and it makes disconnecting those hoses so much easier. But it also makes it a whole lot easier when you get ready to connect this back up. So let me get the tractor moved over and we'll get the bucket attached. Well, folks, that has the tractor ready for cold weather. I've already filled the fuel tanks up, so if we get any snow and ice and I need to grab some gravel and put on the road so we can make it up and down that hill, I'm ready to do it. So, and it makes me want to ask a question. Do you have any specific things that you try to do when you know you're having bad weather coming in? If it's ice coming in, snow coming in, or just cold weather. Next week we have some sub-zero days, like several days in a row, where it's going to be way below zero. And when I say zero, I should say way below freezing. It's going to be like 8 degrees. One forecaster was saying like it's going to be in the negatives. So it makes me want to ask, what do you do to get prepared for the cold weather? Do you leave your water dripping in the house? Some people a little bit further south, that's a common practice. Us being in south central Missouri, all of our water lines out on the property are down about 3 feet. That's way below the frost line in this area, so I'm not worried about any water lines freezing, but I am worried about potential freezing in the pump house that we have. And what I have in the pump house, I have a heat lamp that I can turn on. I have an electric heater that will kick on if it gets down to like 38 degrees, it will kick on. So that's the kind of preparation that we've done out here on the homestead, is trying to make sure that we have a backup process in place. And plus we have an 80-gallon pressure tank in our pump house. And if you think about it, with multiple houses using out of that pressure tank, as the water comes up out of the ground, that water 700 feet down from the ground, in this area, I think it stays about 58 to 60 degrees as it comes up. So as we use the water, it fills that 80-gallon pressure tank, and that in itself will radiate enough warmth in the well house to make sure nothing freezes in there. And I must say the well house is really, really well insulated. So this will be our 3rd year out here on the property, the 3rd winter. So we'll be able to see how well that thing is going to do for us here in the days ahead. But again, make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of preparation work you do, or what preparation work you would recommend that people do, because we have a lot of folks watching the channel now, and I'm thankful for that. And if we can save somebody the heartache of frozen pipes, or not being really prepared as they could be, that's a good thing for us to do. So as a community, I want to be able to reach out and just kind of remind my subscribers and friends that get prepared, watch the forecast. The forecast is not always accurate, but it's a warning enough. If we can take some preparation steps, we can prevent some disaster. So make sure you leave some comments. Let me know some of the things you do. If you see something from the homestead, from your perspective, that I'm not seeing here, leave me a comment and say, hey Larry, you ought to consider this, and this. I'm definitely open to your ideas. So, well, let's go ahead and get the excavator up to the shop, and we're going to see about putting that cab on it. Well, hello there again. We made it up to the shop okay, and there is a canvas top in this bag here. When I bought the excavator, they provided this for me. Now this says for an SY35, but he said it should fit my SY26U. I've never opened it, but we're going to open it together, and we're going to see if this will work. If it does, it's going to be a good thing, because right now it's not too bad. It has finally warmed up here, and we're approaching 40 degrees, which is not bad. I'm getting ready to have to shed some clothes. On the days ahead, I've got some work I need to do with this, and this little extra cab just to keep the wind off of me, I think it will be helpful. So keep your fingers crossed. Let's open this up and see if it's going to fit. Does anybody out there that owns a Saney, do you have a canvas cab like this? If so, what do you think about it? Does it help any? Is it primarily just for rain? Does it help with wind? Or is it just the kind of cab you put over it to keep it dry? I don't know yet. There's one little window there. One little window there. Well, folks, looks like this right here is just made to put over the cab to keep it dry. You can't use it while you're operating it. Let's go ahead and put it on and see what it looks like anyway. Well, folks, I'm glad I didn't wait till the last minute to put this on, thinking I could use it while the excavator is running. This is not really a cab. It's just a protective cover to put over it to keep the excavator out of the weather, but you can't use it while you're operating it. And that's okay. When I bought the excavator, I wasn't expecting that. I was actually on my way out the door, and my sales rep said, "Here, Larry, I got a gift for you." And so he just handed that to me, and he said, "I hope this helps you out some." So anyway, he based on that and what it said on the package, I thought it was a canvas cab that I could unzip it, get in, and be able to actually operate the excavator. But that's not the case. It's just a protective cover. But that's okay. That's okay. Maybe I can use that. But I may just park it up under the bacon shack and keep it out of the weather up there. But over the last few months, I've used it enough. It hasn't had any time to stay parked. So, but anyway, all that to say, I'm all good with it. I don't know how I will use this in the future. Time will tell, but I still need to get this greased and get it ready for a job that I've got to get done. So, where does that leave me? I'm still waiting on a carburetor to come in for my generator. It should be delivered here most any time, and then we'll get that generator out and get that carburetor on it and try to make sure it's ready to go next week if need be. Again, what the forecast is calling for. This is Friday, and tomorrow evening, being Saturday, tomorrow evening the front is supposed to start coming in. So Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're supposed to get some precipitation, and forecasting models are showing most of it right now is going to go north of us, but one of the models shows that we're going to get ice ourselves here. So I'm just trying to be ready for that ice. So again, I ask you if what kind of preparation are you doing, or do you do anything, especially when you're out away from city utilities, where the city crews come in and they clean your roads for you and all of that. So you don't have to think about it that much. But when you're out on your own property, you have to depend on yourself to be able to make sure that you're prepared. So some of my homesteaders out there, what kind of work do you do to get ready? Make sure you leave me a comment, let me know. Okay, my carburetor came in. We're going to see how close of a match it is. It looks pretty close, but best I can tell, the next step is just going to be taking this one here off. So let's get it off and we'll take a look. Fuel lines be a little bit cantankerous, but that's okay. I will get it in just a minute. Okay, that's off. Let's see how close they look. That looks pretty good there. Looks like a match there. We take this old gasket off here. Got a new gasket we're going to put on. I'll tell you what, folks, I'm going to get this old gasket cleaned up, and I'll be right back with you. Put a new gasket on it here. That looks good. Tell you what, it might be easier to put the gas line on first. Let's try it and see. Well, it went on there easy. Well, folks, I don't know. Let's see. Folks, that's what I was hoping for. I think we're going to be good to go. And I also think this is a good time to finally wrap this video up. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you again on the next Full Circle Ozarks.